Now, but again, if you just put it aside like this, you have no DD. Now you have to come back and ask in a really left-brain way, is there any way to decide? And the number one law, which is very, very general, but also not universal, that there is no universal optimum level for anything, for anyone, yes? That, because we are so different. Now, how do we find this for ourselves? That we are in an optimum level. That you have a sense of well-being. That's an optimum level. And you also see it, Paul, when you go on your mountaineering tracks, maybe you go up some wall that's just too steep and you're actually going beyond your comfort level, then this is delete. But then again, there's a certain other level where it becomes not comfortable anymore, but it becomes really ridiculously crazy and suicidal. So there's the first, we have to understand the discomfort level is very good. That's the thing. We are all trained to think well-being means to be comfortable. And if you think this further, it just means the same thing. Because you are only comfortable when you have stability, when you have momentum. So comfort is not a good indicator of well-being. It's actually the opposite. But you see, this is really the new understanding. It's really you cannot put it in one word. You have to say, you have to go from one to the other. And the more frequently you go from one to the other, the more intense it is and the more powerful it is. It's not one level, it's a constant movement. And the movement, they can become more and more frequent, so that they almost look invisible to other people. And madness is the opposite, when you have lost all stability. But interesting, one of the most creative people who invented basically the whole English language, who was this, is known to have invented 13,000 English words. It's like half of what we are using today. Who was this? Shakespeare. So he invented the language. You see, I mean, how many words did you invent in your life? Yes? I'm kind of good now already. Many times it comes up spell checker, doesn't exist, and I said, this is a good word, right? Keep it. This is not. So I'm fine with this. Yes? So that's a good indicator for your IQ. The more spell checking errors come up that you think they are fine, that means you're higher IQ. So, of course, it's my version of it. But Shakespeare said, it is madness, but it has method. And that's the trick. Not madness is not the solution, but madness with method. And again, it's another form, another expression of the belief. Every creative person had exactly this, method and madness. That's just another form of TV. And so there is no optimum level, but there's a constant improvement you can make. Like now he's having only, how many vacations you have in a year? Like about five or 10. He can tell you how many weeks he goes for vacation. So I would say about 4 months of the year. But that's not the optimum level. He should have 6 months, but this 6 months should not be 6 months in a row, but 1 day vacation, 1 day off. 1 day vacation, 1 day off. Then you're more close to an optimum level. And when you are really optimum, 1 second at a time. Yes.
1 minute ago, he mentioned here, thanks, Kira, I thought the same. We are quite close to the altar.
Yes. And then at other times you have to think, I'm very far from it. That's also good. See, that's it. When you think, I got it, and the next moment you say, nonsense. And then, now I have it. Yes? Then this is of course something that no science, no educational system would approve. But I tell you, that's the basis of enjoyment of your life. I mean, and I'm totally stunned by my own unpredictability. But I have times where I'm fighting it, and then again I let it go. Because I have the principle. The principle is the TV, and this is really, I know that's the main thing. It's not the core system, but it explains the core system, why it works, how it can receive information, where it comes from, and how to apply it, why energy. We'll talk about this. Well, what is the point of then energy at all? Where's the energy factor coming in? All these things, they're all related to one principle. So, yes, and that's why I say it helps not only be healthy, but it also helps to live with those unbelievable tension that is there between people. Because you're not saying, well, he's actually not so bad. He's not so bad. He's maybe as terrible as you can imagine. But he creates the TV for your life. That without this, you would have to have an accident to have the same effect. If it was not for your terrible neighbor, you would be already in a wheelchair from some kind of accident to get you the same amount of TV. And this is really it's so powerful, and when you understand this, it's not a one-time process. It comes and it goes. It comes and it goes. I'm talking about this, and I'm very happy that I can talk about this. But it comes and goes for me also. And I will also say that if I ever come here and say, now I got it, now it's all clear, it's without temptation to believe the opposite or not to believe it, then I lost it. That's also in the Lord's Prayer when they say, Lord, lead us not in temptation. I mean, this is the worst thing you can ask for. But this is what the religion wants to do. They want to get you in a state where you're not tempted anymore to have any other thoughts. This is the worst that can happen. Yes.
But then also there is some masters can point you that if you are only an inch away from it, you are an infinite away from it. So sometimes, religions can help you, but sometimes master can...
Yes, master. I mean, this is the spiritual traditions and all this is, when I'm talking about general things, they are about general. And there's the whole religion, all Christianity is like exactly necessary to create this tension in our world. Otherwise we would all kill each other. No restriction, no retention anymore. But now we have all these interplay of yes, no, should I steal this money from him or should I not? And it all comes reinforced by 2,000 years of Christian training, informational training. So this is important. There's no way, and what the divine, what the infinite, what God, what the ultimate, what the Tao, what oneness and the self, what it creates is creates the TV and it creates the way out of it. And then it creates it again and it creates a way out of it. And constantly. And once you've seen it all, then you've gone beyond duality. And then you're ready for oneness again. And my God, thanks.